Hello and welcome to Cardboard Decoy Plays Factorio, or welcome back, I should say. So we finished logistics as promised. We have logistics 2, automation. Actually, automation is kind of a no-brainer at this point, so we're going to do that and make some science packs to start. So, excuse me. Let's go ahead and we will need to pick up some more iron. So just jumping right back into it. 1, 2. Okay, so that's going to be 10. That's going to be enough to set that up. And then we are also going to start constructing inserters. So we're going to need a lot of inserters here. We're going to need at least 16 altogether. And then we're going to begin polluting the crap out of our environment and summoning bad guys, which means we're going to need turrets sooner rather than later. So yes, that's going to be kind of the progression of events. I guess we're not using a lot of power, so we're not polluting a lot with our steam engines up there just yet. So let's go ahead and throw that in there. That's 5. That's something I thought about doing, but or doing off camera, I should say. I also noticed in my videos I don't usually complete a lot of thoughts very well, and I apologize for that if I kind of go off tangent and forget what I was saying, or I start saying something like my little OCD rant that I went on at the end of the last video. I realized that I didn't really explain why I decided to start talking about that so intimately, and it's because I almost called myself OCD or OCDing out on things, and I wanted to clarify that I meant no insensitivity by it, and I actually kind of offend myself whenever I do it. And I just wanted to make that clear for all of you in case you care strongly one way or another about it. Alright, there we go. We are starting to get our science packs are done. We are going to set up a way to pick up things. And there we go. And now that that is more or less complete, we are going to run power through our little smelting facility here so those arms will be able to work. We are going to need outputs, but we will worry about that whenever we get to it. Because, let's see, what do we need now? We got power connected. We've got everything else set up. All we need is the iron. Oh, and the fuel. Okay, so now I shall introduce you to the fine art of beltway management. So, and not like the thing you drive on and pay a toll for millions of years, like in Houston, Texas, but in the sense that, oh, and we'll also need an underground belt too. So in the matters of actually managing your belt systems so that they are optimized for performance. So belt density and actually managing how your belts flow and go about their daily business is incredibly important. First of all, let's look at this. Turrets. You don't need anything too fancy for turrets, so we are going to research being able to do turrets like that. So, and then underground belt goes underground, as the name implies, and yeah, super fancy stuff, really. Okay, we're gonna do another 30 belts. Don't let that number fool you. You make 2 belts per production, so that's really cool. And we'll come down here, and now we will go like so, and like so, and like so. So now what that's going to do for us is we will now have half this belt, because as you can see, this closer edge is going to catch the stuff and start moving it down before it can get to the far edge, and the same for the other side here. So half the belt is going to be coming from iron, and the other half of the belt is going to be coming from coal, and this arm does not discriminate. They will pull anything that this machine is requesting. So there is, I assume there is some sort of logical checker that goes through and says, okay, I'm going to put an item here. Is this looking for anything in particular? And it'll say, I'm looking for an ore, and a fuel, and then your retriever, your inserter, there we go. Inserter is kind of a funny, it's one of those words that if you say it enough, it just loses all meaning and becomes very strange and alien. But by the use of our inserters, we will be able to keep everything fueled and producing as ideally as possible. So let's go ahead and what was I doing? Where was I? Oh, we're making a mining facility for our coal up here really quick. We're just going to start off with a couple. Well, I guess we're going to start off with exactly 1 and just get it flowing for now. We are going to need power running over here to it. And come on, there we go. All right, we're good. And let's do like this. This is not going to be pretty, so if that bugged you, then I'm sorry, but my mining facilities tend to be pretty messy unless it's a much larger one. Like, it'll be a lot orderly whenever I build down here, but we're going to start there first. So I'd like to mine from the top down just because that'll bring the belt in closer and closer as we go, and recycling resources is going to play an important role in the future. And let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. And so now we have coal here. Oh, I should probably just go ahead and start building mining facilities over here. And we will start in the back on this one. And as soon as this starts flowing, we can tear down these structures and begin focusing on this being our main foundry area. So, come on, you can do it. Making copper cables go into making circuit boards go into making a mining facility, and we have 2 now. So, perfect, in other words. We'll go ahead and try to maximize coverage here. That's going to work like that. So we want this to be here. That's about right. And then you can be... No, you're not going to be there. We're going to go ahead and disassemble you. Sorry. And then we're going to disassemble you. You'll be out of our way and out of our hair. And all the other places that are bad to have things in. And... There. Got it. Alright, now we just need to run power down here. Yeah, come on. The build range on this kind of frustrates me sometimes, because it's like, it's right over there. I just need to put it... Come on. Just let me click it. Alright. And... There we go. Nice and clean. Power lines. Power lines should be clean. Mining facilities, not as clean. Alright, there we go. There's that. And... There. Awesome. Oh, it's not going to do it. Okay. There we go. Right in the middle. Perfect. And so now our iron is running. Our coal is running. All is well with the world. We are full up on coal in our furnaces already, and we will begin producing iron en masse in no time at all. So we'll go ahead and start making outputs here. And, oh, that's going to need power. So we're going to just alternate our power here. The lines are going to be able to cover it, no problem. And like that. Awesome. Awesome possum. And let's see. The temptation to add a little mining facility right there just to get that out of the way is tempting. But I'm going to try not to bug out on that too much. It's not entirely necessary that we get every single little square. Although, once again, if that bugs you, I'm sorry. That's how I'm going to roll. I've got my own anal retentive tendencies to kind of overcome and not let bug me every day of my life. So, yeah, there we go. Now, other things that might bug people one way or another is the fact that this is only coming in on one side, and there's a couple easy tricks to fix that, and we'll get to that at a later point whenever my resources become a little more solvent. We will establish some outputs here, and as you can see, suddenly our iron plate production is no problem at all. No more running back and forth all over the damn map in order to get the basic resources. They are now coming to us. So yeah, that's how you establish that. Let's go ahead and start working on what we need to do in order to finish up our copper smithing facility. So we will need, once again, 16. So we'll just make all of these for now. Let those craft out. And actually, I think I have enough already. I could be wrong. That could just be leftover raw resources from other things. But actually, no. We have just enough for 16. So we're going to be taken care of. That was 3 I had from before, in combination with the ones I'm making now. That'll cover all of that, and Bob's your uncle. So, I don't know what that means. I'm not British, so I'm just as confused as you are. If you know the source of it, please leave an explanation and 5 sources in the comments. There we go. That's your homework. Let's see. There we go. We will do that, and there we go. Excellent. Good stuff. All done. More or less. Still need power lines. Power lines are easy, though. They cost almost nothing in the scheme of things. So, we're going to wait for those to produce, and we now have... Yes, so we did establish a splitter over here, and once we have this all wired up and ready to go, we'll work on the actual production route for our copper manufacturing here. And let's do like so. More power lines. More power to you, as it were. That wasn't the dorkiest thing I've ever said in my life. No. Alright, grabbing iron plates so that we are able to start making a splitter. We don't need an underground belt for this one. We will be just fine with only a splitter and also some more belts. And yeah, okay, so we got our splitter. Well, no, We already have a splitter there. That was completely redundant, but, you know, whatever. Let's go actually like this, and like so, and like that. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So that'll keep our line straight, not unlike our iron lines down here. Or at least by straight, I mean doubled up and fully producing as necessary as we need it to. So yeah, iron's gonna, or coal's gonna fill up down there. We need a couple electric mining drills is the technical term for it. And we will gobble up some iron. We have enough for one. Let's get enough for two, and then that will start our facilities. So, yeah, you're kind of getting the idea of the flow here, I hope, and I definitely appreciate it. It's very orderly, very structured, very, everything is in nice, predictable patterns, and it remains that way for quite a while until you start getting really into hunting down biters in their bases. So, well, why didn't that work? Hold on, this is unideal. I'm going to remove that and do it like that. This is going to overlap a little bit, I know, but I kind of like it that way. It doesn't really make a huge difference in the end, because all it does is just harvest a little bit faster, and we're going to be consuming that anyway. So really, we want these resources as fast as we can possibly get them to consume. So not a huge loss if we end up kind of overlapping and making a non-ideal space for that. Let's see, our burner mining drill for stone over here is out. We still have 584 to harvest there, and this is such a small patch that there's no reason to disassemble that just yet. We can go ahead and disassemble this guy down here so it stops sucking wood away from us, and we can use that wood for more useful things, like telephone poles basically. Even though that is only temporary as well in the long run. And we are actually going to go over here to our foundry and load these things up manually. You can load them past the 3 or 4 item limit there, which is, you know, it's you can take it or leave it. It's useful sometimes, but mostly just for getting garbage out of your inventory system, which can and will build up in a moment's notice or without notice. All of a sudden you have no space for anything, and you try to disassemble a box and it ends up all over the ground, which I will have to demonstrate at some point for you, but not right now. Okay. So, here we go. This is what a foundry looks like, or at least a pretty decent starting foundry, in my opinion. It is open for upgrades. I can eventually put fast inserter arms, which will make this whole process a lot faster. And that's pretty much the #1 upgrade that you would want to get. And that's not even entirely necessary, because fast inserters can place and remove things much faster than they can be processed in here. So it kind of nullifies any benefit you would normally get just because of the performance of the building itself. So I hope that made sense. I'm not entirely sure. Whenever I review what I said in my head, I'm like, you can shut up at any time, you know. But yes, self-deprecation aside, we are going to make room for our temporary research chain. And what I mean by that is, now our next goal is to set it up so that we can make science packs on their own. So we're going to need a line for copper plates and iron gear wheels, and a line to make transporter belts and inserters, which all together, not the trickiest things in the world, but not the easiest things to start with immediately. And you'll see why before too long. Why is turrets not researching? Because I'm not automated yet, and I totally forgot to put my science packs in there, or make them for that matter. So we'll get on that. We're going to need turrets, once again, sooner rather than later. The sooner we have them, the more safe we can feel and be less worried about our slowly growing pollution here. So it's definitely getting kind of down there, getting up here a little bit. Oh, hey, that's something we should do, is we should make radars. I don't want to manage that just yet. That'll make our pollution explode. And really, I want to get a little stable first before, or at least defensible before I start exploring and going, okay, I need to move to this area next. We're fine on resources, so it's not like we're hurting for anything. And by that same token, we don't need to go running and leaping out to our next resource node just yet. So I'm going to hold off on that, basically. And yeah, I'm debating whether or not I want to go ahead and put this on there just to even out the lines a little bit. So actually, while we're here, since this is a single side line, like things are only produced on a single side and we happen to have a splitter, this is really easily solved by doing that. There we go. Now we have double lines. It'll fill up both sides. So if we do if and when we do start getting backed up over here, then it'll fill up both of the lines here, and that's basically going to increase our density and throughput on these lines, and that will be useful. That will come in handy eventually. Okay, so in order to start manufacturing these things, first of all, let me go drop this off so we can make turrets, and then I'll keep some turrets and bullets handy, although bullets definitely tend to be a much more manufacturable item in the sense that you don't want to be making them yourself. They take a while. So we're going to need 2 splitters and an underground belt, first of all, to route resources down here. So, oh my goodness, we're already getting attacked. This is bad. We got something destroyed. Things are being blown up, and we're going to get... oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is real bad. This is incredibly terrible. Okay. So... yeah, we're going to get turrets at just the right time, I think. We can make repair packs. We're going to make a couple repair packs to keep things running here. So there we go. It looks suspiciously like a sonic screwdriver, and you just left click and it repairs things that get damaged. And we took a lot of damage there, speaking of which. So we're going to actually, let's see, we will need better armor. That's another 10. And where's military? There we go. Military. Better military means better guns. So that's another 10. So we're going to go ahead and make the science packs for our next 2 upgrades. And we need more iron for that. So let's go ahead and do that. That's enough for 2. Alright, so basically all production is halted. We're going to manually produce some ammo and other goodies that we will need for defense very, very soon. Much sooner than I was anticipating. I thought for sure that would have held off for a little bit. But you can kind of see this wandering pollution there, and it must have just barely poked out enough to agitate some natives over there. So let's go ahead and, yeah, we're making science packs. We're going to make some more regular magazines. So, which, yes, as it implies, it's not a single piece of ammunition. It's about 10 or 20 shots or something like that. So there we go. We researched turrets. We need better armor. Armor is imperative at this point. That's going to be 40 plates once we can actually build it, which is not a huge deal. That is a very, very small sacrifice in the name of personal safety and the ability to not end this run prematurely, because that would be unbelievably tragic at this point. Alright, more science packs. There would definitely not be this much research going on had that attack not happened when it did. That was kind of a wake-up call as far as I'm concerned. It's like, oh yeah, no, this is very much a threat. In the other game I played, I was getting to the point where I was just wiping out bases left and right to a very far field. So I no longer got random attacks, except for really rare ones that were just really shocking once they did happen. And so now it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. I can absolutely, like, my mortality is incredibly apparent right now. Like, let me tell you, it's a little scary. And let's go ahead and do this. Okay, I got armor crafting, so we're going to craft some armor, naturally. And then, yeah, we've got research. Oh, did I not research anything? I did not. Okay, we're going to research a better gun. That's going to be next on the list. Put that in there so it starts. I can now make turrets. I can make 7 turrets. We will make 5, and then also set it up so that I can make more ammo for them as well. And we're going to have to automate ammo production fairly soon. Right now we have... Actually, we can go ahead and set that up now. I'm going to do that. Oh, wait, except I don't have automation yet, do I? No, I do. Okay, okay. So let's go ahead and... That's not enough raw plates. There we go. We're going to set up... This is going to just absolutely chew away at our resources, but it's going to ensure our survival in the long run, and that is not a bad thing. Let's do that. We used a splitter, and then we need to go ahead and set up to make transport belts. So there we go. There's that. We are still making science packs. I'm going to stick to that for now while we try to get all of the rest of our construction queue down here ready to go. And then we'll need a crate. And we will need inserters. And let me see. Do I need anything other than just iron plates? No. So 1 magazine for 2 iron plates is a ridiculous cost. It really is. Like, that's going to sink a lot of our resources at the beginning, but that's fine. All in the name of safety at this point. Not the worst idea, again. So, okay, we're almost done making science packs, which will carry us over to our, not just this research, but our next 10 unit research. I'm trying to see, what do I want to do? Gun turret damage 1. That's 50 of both. That's not going to happen. Steel processing, optics is not entirely necessary. Electronics will be necessary in the future, but not immediately. So we are probably going to do steel processing and get that started. It'll need more science packs, but that's fine. That'll get taken care of as we go. And there we go. That's our last science pack we need to worry about. Now we have better armor, so death will not be as completely imminent as it nearly was right there. And we're going to be a little brazen and be like, you know what? You can't put the man down here. This is, well, I can put this man down here, but, you know, yeah, what I meant to say was you can't keep a good man down. You can't, yeah, you know what? Don't, just ignore me. But not for that long. And we lost all of the stone we had stored there. Let me impress upon you the fact that all the stone we had been storing all that time, all multiple hundreds of stone that I probably had there, is now gone. So that's a little upsetting, to say the least. We are going to go ahead and build a furnace here, because this is going to immediately turn into brick production, and brick production is going to allow us to be able to start creating walls, which are going to be imperative at this point. So let me go ahead and we're going to set it up so that we can run power here. I'm going to skirt around the mineral field because that's how I roll for clarity's sake. And yeah, there we go. In case you're wondering, this has a pollution rating of 10. This has a pollution rating of 9. So it doesn't make the biggest of differences, and this is going to be a lot more temporary. So I'm not really concerned about the implications of whether or not we're going to be attacked more because of that or whatever. And let's see. Oh, okay, we got military, and we will start in on steel. Military means we can now make a submachine gun, which is, hey, you know, there's people who like the shotgun. I think the shotgun is not a great early weapon. It's a lot better later on once you can get a lot of upgrades in the combat shotgun and everything else, but for me personally, the submachine gun works just fine for an early item. And, oh yeah, we're so far down the production line, it does not even remotely matter what I want to do in regards to words. Oh, like trying to build more infrastructure here in particular. So, there we go. We'll do actually half that, so 15. We'll just have to keep an eye on this and make sure we don't run out of ammo anytime soon, because that is a very real and present threat. There we go. And then math says, there we go, 14, 14, 15. That's, well, 14, 14, 17. So it makes up, it averages 15. And that's about what we want, sure. And, yeah, so yeah, that's what I was going to do, is I was going to build a wall, and then turned out, yeah, no wall for me. Oh, well. And let's see, I built a whole lot of track, but I can't remember what it was I built the track for. Oh yeah, we're automating ammunition here. So let's go ahead and we're going to move this back a little bit. We're going to leave it one space off, but still, whoops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. We can only switch in 2 different directions. That's pretty convenient. It would be really weird if it switched in the other lane there, but okay. And since our tool belt is currently out of space, we will have to do things this way for now. That's, you know what, that's going to be fine. We have our assembly plant. So, alright. And then one arm here. Like that. We're going to assign a regular magazine. So now it's going to start requesting iron plates. We're going to provide power and an output arm right here. We'll start stuffing it in this box. Hot. Let's see. Now you can limit how much a chest holds here so that it's not overproducing, but we are going to need enough to supply all of our turrets and ourselves. So 500 is going to be good for now. That'll take care of our initial necessities as far as defense goes, I believe, for now. So that's producing. That's going to just completely devour our resources, but that's not a huge deal. We need to start producing more iron so this line becomes solid. If we start backing up, that means we're producing more than enough to take care of everything. But as of right now, not the top priority. So we do have armed guns up here. We are a little bit safer, just marginally, but safer nonetheless. no longer need burner mining drills, and we can continue doing this. And oh my god, I'm 4 minutes over. This is, once again, signs that this game by itself is a harbinger of the apocalypse. It will be the doom of all civilization as we know it, because I've completely forgotten what time it is, and now we're 5 minutes over. So there we go. You saw me panic. We got attacked. I finished building my foundry, and we have started ammunition production so that we can become self-sufficiently defensible. And these are all important steps on the road to incredible, unbeatable greatness. And that's, you know, that's pretty cool. It's all right. Let's go ahead and make these really quick. Also mentioned in my initial video how you're like, you know what, well, we could just do this and that'll improve that, and then all of a sudden hours have passed, you don't even notice. And I'm not even doing my outro yet, because that's how bad this game has got me by the absolute nards. And so yeah, before it's too late, I'm going to go ahead and start doing the outro. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and also buying this game. Join me. Join us. Join us. It is really good, and I think it's going places. It's going to go crazy places. So you don't want to be uncool, do you, kids? Definitely grab this and enjoy and find out what all the buzz is about for sure. The demo is available on the website. Oh, and I'm not crazy. There is no company that made this. It's just Factorio. Like, they don't have a company name. I forgot to mention this in my other video, but you know. So yeah, after a little bit of investigating, it is just Factorio as an individual entity, and I'm sure they'll go on to do something incredible once they complete this game. Either way, this has been Cardboard Decoy Plays Factorio. I hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you next time. Have fun.